Welcome back. My name is Mansur reporting for All Israel News. An Israeli F-35 have just took down Iranian Yak-130. That is a Russian-made fighter plane that is basically a training airplane but also can be used as a fighter jet. Now, this is the first time for the last 40 years that an Israeli fighter pilot went dogfighting with another airplane and took him down mid-combat. And this is the first time in history that an F-35 takes out another airplane in a dogfight. So, buckle up, guys, for all the aviation lover. This is going to be a fun one. Let's hear it first from the Secretary of War for the United States, what he had to say about it.
America is winning decisively, devastatingly, and without mercy. Under the direct command of President Trump, the War Department unleashed this operation early Saturday morning, just 4 days ago, which means we need to remember two things. First, we are only 4 days into this. Metrics are shifting, dust is settling, and more forces are arriving. It's very early, and as President Trump has said, we will take all the time we need to make sure that we succeed. Second, we are only 4 days into this, and the results have been incredible. Historic, really. Only the United States of America could lead this, only us. But when you add the Israeli Defense Forces, a devastatingly capable force, the combination is sheer destruction for our radical Islamist Iranian adversaries. They are toast, and they know it. Or at least, soon enough, they will know it. And we have only just begun to hunt, dismantle, demoralize, destroy, and defeat their capabilities, just 4 days in.
Let's watch the aerial footage that was released by the IDF showing that dogfight in the air. Some parts were blurred, obviously, because they don't want you to know what's going on there, but it gives us a pretty good impression of how this fight went. So this is Iranian Yak-130 and identified by the Israeli fighter. The target is down. His target is down, continuing for the attack. Now, a little bit context about what happened here and what is going on, because this is a pretty cool story. Now, first of all, a reminder, the F-35 is way, way more superior than the Yak-130. Although it's still a capable fighter jet, but it wasn't really a fair fight, let's call it that way. Israel and America have much, much superior air force than the Iranians. To give you a little bit of technicalities, just so you understand a little bit who is who and what is what. So the Israeli Air Force F-35I Adir stealth fighters shot down an Iranian Yakolov Yak-13 jet over Tehran. The F-35 Adir is an Israeli customized version of the F-35 stealth fighter. So usually America, when they give Israel stealth fighter, Israel end up customizing them, adjusting them for their needs, and often sharing that technology with the U.S., which is a big win for the U.S. because in many cases, Israel end up actually improving these weapons of war better than what the manufacturer did himself. Like things that they didn't even think that they can do at Lockheed Martin or I don't know what. Israel comes and says, okay guys, here, take it back. We can actually make this better, and that's make you stronger. So there is a vice versa benefit here for both countries to do that. It's equipped with advanced radar sensors and long-range missiles designed to detect enemies before they even know it is there. The Iran Yak-130 Mitten, Russian-made jet, mostly used an advanced pilot trainer but can carry weapons for light attack mission. You saw here how this happened. Basically, the Israeli spotted him with the radar, or maybe even visually. That was one of the Iranian fighters that actually dared to rise up and go in the air while America and Israel was fighting, which was a grave mistake on his hand because you saw how it ended. What actually is, the Yak-130 is not a true frontline fighter jet. It's primarily an advanced trainer aircraft designed to train pilots before they move to real combat jets like Su-30, Su-35, or Su-57, which is the most advanced right now the Russians have. Russia designed it so pilots can practice flying 4th and 5th generation fighter jet in a combat style, and then later on move them to the more expensive, more advanced aircrafts. So it's basically a financial decision. You don't want to waste all the fuel and ammunition. also the risk of, crashing one of these things by a newbie. So you bring him first to that airplane, which is a very capable one, let him train, do all kind of tactics maneuvers and I don't know what, and then later on, when he's ready, move him to the big boys. Well, we're not going to go to these technicalities, but basically one of the biggest advantages that the F-35 have is its radar and the system that it have and what can it do, and it gives it the ability. That's why they call it a battle controlling fighter jet. It controls the battle. It's not the main one like the F-22, which is here to take completely dominance over the air, like a hunter in the sky that takes down everything in the air and gives you complete dominance. This one is to literally manage the entire battlefield with the ground control and the aircrafts and everything in between, and it's a very, very capable airplanes, drones, swarms of drones, and etc. Combat capabilities. F-35 Adir is one of the most advanced fighter jets in the world, have stealth capabilities, long-range radar, network warfare, can destroy targets before even being detected. The Yak-130, designed mainly to train pilots, can carry bombs and fight a weapon not designed to fight advanced fighters like we saw here. Here's a little bit from what the Israeli news is sharing about it, and they're saying this. So the Iranians were having some kind of a uplifting victory feeling that they managed to attack and bomb some countries in the Middle East, and then one of their pilots just went up in the air thinking he's going to join the party, and the Israelis caught him and took him down. It is categorized as a fighter jet by the IDF and by other forces, and it's the main Russian training fighter jet, but it's also sold to other countries around the globe, which modify them to make them their own fighter jets to go to war. Now, the Iranians are using the Yak-130 for patrol missions around their borders and around their airspace and around Tehran, and as per some reports, some of their airplanes have been seen armed and also are working next to other fighter jets like the MiG-29 of the Iranian Air Force. So either way, it was not a very fair, call it dogfight in the air between equal rivals, but it was still a very, very significant achievement for the IDF, for the Western forces, for America to see their technology being put to use and working that way. And also a very important message that has been sent to the enemies of Israel, the enemies of America. And boy, they're watching right now, because what they're seeing is they're seeing the most advanced, most lethal air forces in the world coming and working together, the US Air Force and the Israeli Air Force, and that is showing some of these bad countries around a show that they don't want to mess with Israel, they don't want to mess with America. They're actually literally seeing how Israel and America are so easily capable of taking down their radar system, their anti-aircraft systems, and just do whatever they want in the battlefield, and that is probably making everybody shiver in the Middle East. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Stay safe and don't do anything stupid. See you next time.